Warheads, and welcome to The League, exploring the League of Legends lore from A to Z. My name is Rebecca.
And I'm John.
My name is Mark.
And today we're talking about the Bestial Huntress Nidalee, who was released December 17th, 2009.
Mm-hmm.
And she really feels like she's from 2009.
No.
Or at least her lore does.
This bitch has nothing.
She does not have a lot. And what she does have...
It's
there.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Well, you know, I think when we look at the Journal of Justice, we are going to find that Riot has no fucking idea what to do with this character.
How dare you? She's in so many Journal of Justice articles.
And they're really deep about her character.
Right? What is surely her personality, probably? Her abilities, maybe?
Is it about her body?
What? Honey?
Oh.
How could you say something like that about our friends at Riot? You think that in 2010 they would focus on a female champion's body? Spoiler alert, she is in the same article that Janna was in.
The leaked nudes.
Her nudes, Luke.
Her nudes,
Luke.
What did Luke do to them?
Fucking Lukey nudes.
She's even a little sexualized in her short story in a way that I found unnecessary, but it wasn't awful. I mean, it's not Luke's nudes bad.
Yeah, I guess it's trying to do that to make it so that the guy, I guess we'll get to it when we go into it, is disarmed by her appearance.
Yeah.
Right? But whatever.
Yeah, there's some undertones here that feel a little sketchy. You know, the sexualization of a wild woman kind of thing. I don't know, but I'm not smart enough to speak on it, but sketch.
Well, what do you think she sounds like?
She just sounds like a sexy beast woman. I don't know.
I don't think she sounds like a beast woman. She
just sounds like a lady.
She has a very occasional, hint at a growl in some of her things.
She's literally raised by cougars. You would have thought she'd be more like...
She's like the seltzer of wildness.
The seltzer?
Yeah.
I think like a flavored seltzer.
Yeah.
You know, when there's like a hint of lime, you know?
Okay, I get you.
Packaged in the same facility
White
as
Claw.
Apple.
Get it?
Hey.
She's the White Claw. Well, anyway, I remember one of her quotes, and it's "on the prowl."
That's one of her quotes.
Yeah.
That's good. You cannot cage me, summoner.
Mm-hmm.
That's how old she is, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, does she still say that?
I'm fairly certain
I don't feel like
she
she had a
does.
voice update, right?
No, she hasn't.
I'll show these house cats real claws.
Oh shit, that was your bedroom voice.
Tingles just ran throughout the audience.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Nidalee had a very cool kit, I think. She was really unique, I imagine, for the time.
Yeah, for the time she was.
And she's still a pretty unique champion. Not a lot of champions transform like that. So, I definitely think they had this very cool idea for a playable champion and then didn't know how to make a story with her. So they went with Tarzan, but if Tarzan could actually turn into a gorilla.
Right. And also learned perfect English real fucking quick.
Immediately. It was instant. Her English is too good.
True facts.
Yeah. You know, it's a shame because when you say Tarzan, but he can also turn into a gorilla, it's like, okay, that could be cool. That could be cool.
Yeah.
But you have to make it cool. Like, you have to do something with it. That's an idea. That's just that's the starting point, right? But
Ideation phases were much shorter back then.
Make it cool? No, she's sexy. That's all we need.
Yeah. There's a very good chance that the entire ideation phase was exactly what you just said. What if Tarzan but turn into and sexy? Ship it.
I mean, they got as far as like, oh, what does Nidalee turn into, everybody? A cougar. You know what cougar is also a word for? Is like a sexy older lady. And that's it. That was as far as they got, right?
And she's got to be in like her mid-20s, so that's ancient.
Yeah.
That dusty spinster forward.
All right.
So, as we alluded to, there's not a lot of stories.
Really not. I took no notes. I was gonna try to wing the bio, but
You couldn't possibly. There's too much nuance.
I'm not gonna know anyone's names, but I could do a real basic gist.
Yeah.
Nidalee was a little girl in rags abandoned in a jungle near Shurima, right? East of Shurima, I want to say.
Yeah.
Or Eastern Shurima.
Yeah.
I actually didn't realize that. What is this place called again? It's Ixtal.
Ixtal.
I didn't realize this was like kind of a part of Shurima.
Yeah. Yeah, they're kind of like
Yeah.
I think when we did Malphite, we may have mentioned it, that they were kind of like a...
Oh, I don't listen.
Vast. It's fine. It doesn't matter. This place doesn't matter because Riot. This is like the dustbin where they put all the champions that they don't know what to do with. But they're like a vassal state, a satrapy, something like that. You know.
Okay. Anyway, this little Nidalee was crying in the forest or jungle. Yeah.
This little Nidalee went home.
And then this little Nidalee was found by cougars, who mommy cougar decided to take her in and raise her as one of her own. So she grew up raised by cougars, and then yeah, she also found a way to make cool plant bombs, I think, and
That
healing
is
salves.
BALMS, just for the record. Oh wait, no, she actually did make
Yeah, she
actual
made
bombs.
She makes
too.
bombs
She made
and bombs.
bombs and bombs.
That's her shop name. Nidalee's
Her and
bombs
Ziggs.
and bombs. Oh, that would be great. Yeah. Anyway, one day though, there's these bad Vestian men who are hunters, and they beat up her mom real good.
You make it sound like they were like they raised like it was fisticuffs,
Like they took her
They
lunch
hunted-
money.
right?
They lifted up this cougar and shook out all the coins.
Put your paws up,
Swirly.
dame.
This is Annie. This is Nidalee, but it's Annie. Anyway, they hunted mother. So Nidalee got all mad and turned into a cougar to attack and kill them. Well, she killed one of them, and then she took his spear, turned into a human, and killed the other one with a spear, I guess.
You know what? I don't think she killed it. I was trying to read it, and it
Oh?
seemed like she should have, but it said she threw aside the spear, almost like she
Oh.
took the spear and just like, no.
Yeah.
But like, free kill. You could have fucking tossed that and killed him at 400 yards. I know you, Nidalee.
Yeah. You know,
I walk into your spears all the
that's a
time.
little in line with how she's characterized in the short story, I guess. In that she seems to be willing to give somebody like one chance to like not, but I guess they already had their chance and they killed her adoptive
Right?
cougar mom, so I don't know.
Yeah, they killed their cougar mom.
Although she did get to take over as Cougarmon from then on, so...
Cougarmon?
I mean,
Inside job.
Cougarmon, I choose you.
Yeah, anyway, the rest of the cougars all looked at Nidalee as the leader now. So now she's leading the cougars. There's this brief mention of her befriending Nico. They're inseparable, and then they separate.
I really felt their deep emotional connection during that one line.
Can't.
Oh man, in and out in a sentence.
Used to that.
Hey, yeah. Waka waka waka.
I don't know what happened after that. I think Nidalee is just now determined to protect her cougars.
Yeah,
There's like a lingering thread
kind of because
that I'm confused about.
well, so the read I got on it is that part of the reason she can transform into a cougar, and they kind of talk about it, is that there are moments where she's like almost in like this weird like fever dream state, and her hands will start kind of turning into like cougar paws for a moment. Is that she's like probably part Vestian, right? That's kind of
Yeah,
the suggestion.
that's true.
Yeah. She's I did look this up too, and she's not her blood is too diluted to be considered Vestian, but she does have Vestian ancestry. It's just very, very
Interesting.
old. But when they for the record, when they described her like her paws changing and like her feet changing, I immediately like envisioned Cusco like mid transformation into a fucking llama. Just like
Less majestic.
stumbling around.
It's funny because I was
probably
thinking
what it
like,
looked
I was thinking she was having like momentary flashes of seeing her hands in like a fursuit or something like that. Like he's just like, I don't know. But yeah, the last line is kind of funny too because that's supposed to be like the mystery. It's like, ooh, who were her parents? And she has like these visions of this couple that she doesn't know who they are, and it's all muddy. But you know, it makes her feel like warm inside. So those must have been like her parents that lost her or something. And then the last line is like, you know, she dwells on her origins and, you know, whether she will learn the truth behind any of it. ... And it's funny because the answer is fuck no. She's never gonna learn any of that shit.
Absolutely not. The slipshod addition of Nico to your lore is the only update you're ever getting.
Yeah.
I have a recommendation for another parody, though.
Okay. I already thought of one.
Go.
The thing
Is it
was
the
going.
same that we were thinking?
I don't know, but you mentioned Annie, and now I have the
Maybe?
yeah.
I was going to ask you to do maybe from it. We're big musical fans. Mark's shaking his head. He has no idea. It's like the opening number in Annie. It's very sad as she's singing about who her parents could be and why they left her there.
Oh, I know this. Yes. Okay.
Maybe he growls. Maybe she snarls.
Maybe she prowls.
I love it.
Oh, I love it. I love that song.
I'm in it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Do it. Put it out there.
So, what I was a little disappointed. I mean, obviously, there's not just one thing I'm disappointed. One thing I was disappointed about at the very beginning was it says, no one knows how Nidalee came to be alone in the heart of a jungle, which according to, you know, our League lore bingo chart should be followed by some people think and we don't get to see what any people think. It doesn't even tell us.
If a child is abandoned in the jungle and no one's around to postulate as what they may be,
are they even a child? No, they're a cougar.
Are they even a legend? Yeah. That is funny. I did love that. That's the thing about Nidalee. She doesn't even get that treatment. They can't even give her that.
No. They gave her nothing. I always love, though, when they do this and they're like, no one knows how Nidalee came here. And I'm like, can we know?
Right.
Like, you guys can know this. You're God in this world.
Right.
Like, we can know.
You're telling us things that people already don't know. Also, I'm a little... So you mentioned she makes, like, bombs, you know, from explosive seeds. She makes healing salves from honey fruit, curiously glowing flowers to illuminate the night. Which, like, the healing salve totally makes sense. Like, you know, that's part of her kit. I want to know where the hell all this other shit is in her kit. Where are these explosive fucking bombs she's making?
That's a good question, honestly. Maybe, you know, every time you load into Summoner's Rift, Nidalee has gone around and put her little plant bombs and her little scryer's blooms. And
She makes
no sense.
It's all coming together. I know they were trying to get away from tying the Rift to lore, but we're back in it, baby.
Right.
I mean, what the hell else are you going to do with Nidalee?
Honestly, right? Well, okay, so here's something, too, is that the hunters that come and kill her, those Vestians, they're Rengar's tribe, right? The Kios.
Oh.
I almost said Kios.
Kilash,
thank you.
Key lime pie.
Is this in the bio or the short story?
This is the bio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kiilash.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is, I think that could be an interesting thing to get into, you know, especially this sort of inter-Vestian kind of conflict, you know, that could be kind of fun. But that's never going to go fucking anywhere.
Right. And what is the curse that he put on her?
Oh,
yeah.
there's a curse? I don't even remember this.
It said that after he killed the one of them, the one remaining one, it said that he cursed her in a way that made me think that it was not just him cursing her out. It was like him, you know, trying to evoke some sort of Vestian curse upon her.
He didn't just flip her off and go, fuck you, cougar.
Yeah. I want to know what the fuck that's all about.
Yeah, we're never going to know that either, honey.
Sure.
Also, there's a line in this story that says, even now, The dense forests remain the last truly untamed wilderness in the known world, which is just patently false. I feel like from what we know about Runeterra, it is 90% untamed wilderness.
Did they forget about the Freljord? Like
this is truly
or like the ocean.
The ocean. Oh yeah.
Right, the ocean.
There's fucking void entrances down there that either nobody knows about or everyone knows about, depending on what story you're reading.
You don't understand, man. This is the true shit. Whatever. I can't even finish saying it. But yeah, so not the strongest start for Nidalee, I would say. You know,
this was by. Oh well, God, I feel bad saying who's by now because we did just shit on it a bit, but
no,
it is by it. Well, I will say so. It says it's by Michael Luo. I don't know for sure if the whole thing is by Michael Luo or like if he oversaw like the update when they had to add Nico to it. You never know with these.
That's true.
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, the old bios are very similar in construction, right? It's like, again, the Tarzan, like lost wild person, child thing. So, you know, like you said, they could have just been like, hey, just update this a bit, you know. I think at some point they had the bio where it was just the first half because they got rid of all the Institute of War shit. But there's like, she's just abandoned, her parents died, and there's no like follow up. So they're like, hey, fill this out a little bit. Don't do anything too wild, and you know, we'll do a Nico. And he was probably like, hey, can I do a Nico thing? Or who knows? Maybe this got updated when Nico came out. I don't know. All right.
Right. Yeah. I want to put a Nico thing in here. I really want people to feel their connection.
Can we get a story?
He's like,
for that?
all right,
like, nah.
you got it. You've got 15 words.
Right.
Oh,
Great.
okay.
You can have 2 sentences, more than most people get. So,
It's not
make
like
a Twitter update. We'll add that to the story.
It's not like it's terribly written or anything. It's just not prioritized, which you know happens sometimes with certain champions. You know, they were given a day to come up with something, and then
yeah, right. And I think the other issue is that like Nidalee doesn't have a strong voice or like a character from the end game, so maybe you know, with it's like Braum or Nico, even we're a little like, oh, this isn't that great, but they're a lot of fun. But with Nidalee, it's like, what even is this champion, right?
Nothing.
Yeah, there's not much of a personality there. Not in the bio, not in the game, not in the short story either.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's a very simple template, but I think that's the thing, is that it's so simple, it needs like another twist to kind of really give it something unique and a thrust, like a strong thrust for a character. And it just doesn't have it. So.
Yeah.
All right, we want to do
could have been.
Yeah. Do we want to do the short story?
Let's do it.
Sure.
Human Blood by Megan Bow.
Yeah, Human Blood. So it's following Nidalee. She hears a gunshot, and she recognizes it from like the sound and the smell that, oh, that's not good. Follows it along, finds that shit
Bad
ain't
news
right.
bears.
Right. Tracks and stalks up to this hunter, this guy who has shot a Bestial, kind of a snake lizard type guy. Hasn't shot him dead. He's just injured, and she kind of peeks out from behind the tree, and the hunter poacher sees her, but because she's a sexy cougar lady, he is not like, he doesn't see her as a threat. I think he even takes the gun. He trains the gun off of the Bestial he shot, and he's like, "Ooh, do you want to see my long hard rifle?" Right.
He's not even exaggerating. That was basically the line.
I mean, kind of, yeah.
This was a would you like to making fuck moment for sure.
Berserk. Anyway, as he does this, she does the one cool thing, I think, in this whole thing, is that she throws a spear, and as the spear is traveling, she like leaps and transforms into a cougar and like pounces on him, which is kind of cool. She gets her teeth around his throat, but doesn't kill him. It's just kind of like a threat. And then she transforms back into herself and is like, "You and anyone you're here with, you get the fuck out right now. And if you don't, I'm gonna kill you. Get the fuck out." He runs off. The Bestial who's there is like, "Hey, why didn't you kill him? They shot me, that asshole." But Nidalee, this is the other thing, the one other little thing I like, is that she's a little shrewd, and is like, if he's with anyone, we'll follow him, right? If we kill him now, we won't be able to see if he's got a party with him. And she invites this Bestial whose name I don't remember.
pretty sure I wrote it down.
I
I
have
could
it somewhere.
be Culkin.
Culkin, yeah, Macaulay Culkin is there.
I did write down that it was like Macaulay Culkin. Is this where you've been hiding?
No, it's Kieran Culkin, idiot.
It is Kuulcan, which I assume is
Or it's like
Cool
Vulcan,
Con.
but with... Oh, no, you're right. Yeah, it's not Culkin. It's got to be
Culkin
like...
sounds funnier.
Cool.
Cool Con.
Cool Con.
Yeah.
It's the Valley Girl version.
Oh, man. But yeah, so she invites Coolkin to join with the cool kids because they're going to hunt tonight. And it cuts to the human who she had chased off earlier, whose name is Percy, we find. And it's that night. He's around the campfire with his 3 other poachers, and they're all laughing at him because he's talking about this woman in the woods, and they think he's bullshitting. And he goes off to, even though he's getting kind of drunk, he's still shooken by it. And he goes off to go pee at the edge of camp. And then he notices, hey, I can't hear my bros anymore. And then he looks around and realizes, like, in the darkness of the jungle in front of him, like, all these eyes start to show up. And then Nidalee leaps out and kills him. And she's like, you were warned, and kills him. And that's the end of it, right? He's dead.
And he yells, my bros. It's his last words.
I told you.
This cougar is going down on me.
Nice.
It's like the snoo episode of Futurama. Oh, man.
So yeah. Yeah, not
It was
a lot.
fine.
Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
If the bio was real good, or the voiceover was real good, that would be one thing. But this is like whatever, in my opinion.
It's like a collection of things that are fine.
Yeah.
I will say there's one point after she lets the dude go, Coolcan is like, you called it human. He spoke with a strange lisp. His mouth was very wide, and his forked tongue flicked out between words. Nidalee wrapped the damp, clean fabric around his shoulder. Yes. Now, point in fact, no, she didn't. I looked back at the entire story.
Oh, yeah.
At no fucking point did she ever say human.
Okay, well, that's a damn shame because that's like in the title. It's like that's a big one. I didn't notice
They
that.
forgot to put the title in the story.
Yeah, what? I'm looking through it now. I'm looking through it because I'm like, I almost don't believe you. I almost feel like you're just
Right?
Yeah. Oops. I don't know what happened there.
Whoopsie.
Okay.
But then he uses the word, and he's like, there are no Bestial like you. You are human. Which is pretty presumptuous, because...
Yeah, she did just turn into a cougar. Even if you thought she wasn't Vestian, human's a stretch.
Right? Two things. First of all, you didn't even know what the fuck a human was until she didn't say the word at you. Second of all, there are Vestian all over the world, including in the deep sea. Have you been everywhere, buddy? Fuck you.
And I'm pretty sure from the field guide, we've seen ones that look just like people and then can turn into pigs or what the fuck ever. So
exactly. You don't know shit, buddy. Fuck
Maybe
you, Coolkin.
He's just fronting. He doesn't know shit about anything. He's an idiot. He's the village idiot that wandered out.
Foolkin is more like it.
You guys are really crapping on this character.
Yeah.
It sounds like he's never been anywhere or met anyone else before. And you're like, what a dumb piece of shit.
Well, then don't come out swinging with the confidence that you've met everyone.
It's just called being a man, John. Damn.
So when we meet Percy back at his camp, it says that one of his friends took it upon himself to prance about the fire with his guitar and sing a lewd prayer to the Queen of the Jungle. Excuse me, Riot? I want this Queen of the Jungle song, please. This lewd poacher's Queen of the Jungle song, please. Riot
You're
music.
Have to write that.
You're gonna have to write
I already
that.
have a song on deck from this one. I can't do 2 Nidalee
It's an
songs.
Annie
That'll be more
parody.
lore than she has.
You're right. You gotta come in and save her. You know, that would have been something that would have been like kind of fun, is if they had these kind of body lyrics with a nice implied like lewd rhyme. Like they won't say it, right? They'll throw
like one of those
will
childhood
shout
ones that like stop before they say it.
Yes, exactly. Right. That would've
Miss
been
Susie
something.
had a.
Why do we all know creepy.
Because it's when you're a kid, that's probably the most brilliant. That's true poetry, right? It's like,
right.
Oh, wait a minute.
Who fucking came up with this genius? Is this the bard himself? Is this
Willie
Shakes at it again?
Yeah.
Last thing I had was that when Percy notices something is wrong, his first clue is that the wind itself had stopped blowing. He could hear no rustling leaves or swaying branches, which is a pretty neat fucking trick that I don't feel ever gets touched upon.
Yeah, the cougars can stop the wind.
Cougars, they're wind spirits. I don't know nothing. This is why she's in the JOJ with Jana so much.
Right.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. There's like a couple, like I said, there are a couple of moments where it's like little sparks of something that's like a neat visual. Like I think at the end when he's in the dark and all of a sudden all these eyes kind of start glittering from the darkness back at him, and he starts to hear like this deafening sound of, cougars hissing and like, that could be something, right? You get a tiny bit of like Nidalee's, like the fact that she didn't just kill him and was willing to grant him passage out. It's like, okay, you get a tiny bit of something that's like a little bit of a personality, but like, look how many modifiers I had to fucking throw on there, right? It's the rest of it's just like whatever, with some glaring fucking problems too, like the human thing. That's funny. Goddamn.
I do like that they included the increased range that her pounce gets when you land a spear. That was neat.
Sure. Okay, so
Not that I would ever know. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, why is it that when she helps, because she wraps up Kulkin's arm, why doesn't she also apply some of her balm to it? Right,
true.
Perfect opportunity.
Or her bomb. He was kind of annoying.
Well, funny enough, there was an old bug where you could kill people with the heal, so that would have been.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I vaguely remember that.
How?
It would take into account your cougar form, because that's like a human form ability, and it would take into account the cougar form thing, so it'd be like heal and swipe your ally.
Yeah, and then if they're low enough, I think it would actually kill them, because normally it would just
because your swipe dealt more than the heal does.
Yeah, or maybe it applied first or something. I don't remember. It's because normally you wouldn't notice it because it's like, oh, this heal is probably just not healing as much as it should. But yeah, so hidden lore right there. The one other thing I kind of liked a tiny bit about this is the art.
Speaking of modifier,
right? It's like there's not a lot, but the art on here.
Yeah, the art is nice.
It's at least like something for like. I guess she did get a bit of a visual update, but if she got a bigger rework, right, I would imagine they would pull her out of the bikini. We have to assume, and into something a little more like reasonable, or just something else, something that's a little more like. Not a fur bikini,
one of those like
right?
cave woman wrestler onesies, basically.
Yeah. All yellow and like with black. Yeah. But this one is like.
What do you want to look like, Fred Flintstone?
Yes.
Yes. Or what's the superhero name from the Flintstones where he's got like the. You know who I'm talking about, covered in hair.
It's been a while.
Yeah. In any case.
Super Fred Flintstone.
Nice.
Sure, right.
Got it.
But yeah, that could be, to me, that's like, oh, that's a neater interpretation of her than I see anywhere else. One that feels like a little more like reasonable, realistic, right? Like I can, because that's the other thing too about her design overall is that she doesn't sell me as being this like mature leader, teacher, almost like older woman type like person. She looks just like some lady in a fur bikini, right?
Yeah.
So something that sold that more too.
Yeah. I can like maybe excuse some of the fur bikini. You're in the jungle. It's hot there, right? And she lives. I mean, it would be sensical for her to even be nude. Sure. But yeah, there are like some outfits I don't mind if they're a little skimpier, but overall there's just no personality here besides hot lady in fur bikini.
Yeah, exactly. I mean. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm open to it. It just depends on the character, right? And that's why, like, Evelyn, perfect sense that she's dressed the way she is, right? But with Nidalee, has nothing to do with, like, how she operates. Or even the character they're trying to tell us she is now. It's just like a holdover, right? So, whatever.
And not to pile on, so she is also mentioned, as we talked about the other week, in the Curious Chameleon, which is the Nico bio. Mm-hmm. And the only reference here is a contradiction, basically, to Nidalee's own lore, where we find out that Nico is the one who approached her, not vice versa, like the Nidalee lore says. So that's where she shows up elsewhere in canon lore. Just another story contradicting what her own bio says.
Cool. Good stuff. Consistency.
Luckily, we've got some old lore. So,
sure.
Nidalee is a Kamungu jungle lass. She visited the jungle with her parents, who were treasure hunters, and then watched as they slowly succumbed to a mysterious and vicious disease that just killed them off. Mm-hmm. Here's a quote for why she was adopted. I know this one said, like, oh, her crying caused the cougars to come, and, they just adopted her. This one says, her youthful innocence and fortunate naivete caused her to appeal to the beasts of that place, and she was taken in by a family of cougars and raised as one of their own.
Okay.
So that's why she's cougar now.
Okay.
And then the last few lines of the bio, she grew up and somehow absorbed the raw magic of the dense wilds, evolving beyond both her human physiology and her feline affectation. On one pivotal day in her life, standing over the torn remnants of a Noxian squad of woodcutters, Nidalee chose to rejoin the so-called civilized world to fight in the League of Legends, so as to protect the vast woods from both Demacia and Noxus.
Honestly, not much different than her bio now.
Yeah. You know what? It's almost a little better because at least at the end of that bio, she leaves to go do something and interact with somebody. Here, she's just stuck trolling around the woods and will be there forever, probably. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. Well, she wouldn't leave for her BFF.
Right.
Nico, she was Nico's best friend, but Nico wasn't her best friend. You know how that is.
Right.
Oh.
That feels bad to think about even.
There's that one song in Crazy Ex-Girlfriend about that. You're my best friend, and I know I'm not yours, and that's okay.
Oh, man.
Now, she's also in 3, count them, 3 Journal of Justice articles.
Yeah, and what are those articles about, John?
So let me go over them for you. So she shows up pretty early in issue 3. And I just have a bunch of quotes here, direct quotes that I pulled from the Journal of Justice.
Great.
The Bestial Huntress has long been an object of affection for the male fans of the League, and especially ones less mature than her, Hubba Hubba. Let's face it, how can she lose with that jungle-toned body, animal passion, and a fur bikini? Nevertheless, Nidalee's recent taste in companions... Blue.
Whoever wrote this was fucking jacking off as they were writing.
Nevertheless, Nidalee's recent tastes in companions have been, in this writer's opinion, questionable, as she has been linked to, wait for it, Journal of Justice reporter Bob Nashahago. Yes, that's right. The hack Journal of Justice writer, best known for his tagline, I'm Bob Nashahago, and you're not, was spotted at a romantic picnic getaway in Demacia's famous Majestic Park last weekend, feeding everybody's favorite cougar a creamy chocolate mousse.
And Nidalee doesn't pay any attention to me, and I'm such a nice guy, but she likes Bob.
Don't worry, we've got some quotes in the next episode from some of our summoners at home.
Yeah.
Issue 5. Sources close to Bob have said that the number of threatening letters he's received ever since that piece were posted has dramatically increased. The subject? Fan jealousy over his romantic activities. One anonymous source from within the Journal of Justice headquarters had this to say. Nidalee is definitely a fan favorite, but I guess no one realized quite to what extent. Since Steed's article, there have been many letters from fans insulting or belittling him. Some of them have gone so far as to vow they would fight him if they ever saw him in person. This journalist has uncovered one of these closely guarded letters to bring you exclusively. Let no one say that Ram Steed isn't on the case. You better sleep with one eye open. You're dead. You hear me? Dead. Get away from Nidalee. She's mine. Summoner knocked. That's right. That's my name. Anytime, anywhere. No summoning. I'll take you on with my own hands.
Real quick, I want everyone to do themselves a favor and look up Nidalee's old splash art. This is who they're fighting over. Anyway, keep going.
And while you're looking up her old splash art, you might as well just look up the old Snow Bunny Nidalee and French Maid Nidalee and Cougar Nidalee, which are all the same splash art.
They're literally the same
just
splash
different
art.
colors. Yeah. Only time will tell how this little pickle will turn out. Good luck, Bob. This is one time that I'm sure we're all glad that you're Bob Nashahago and we're not.
Except for that.
They got him.
Got him.
All he did was try to feed a cougar creamy chocolate mousse. And this is what he gets for it?
I like the idea of one of the league writers just writing themselves as like dating all their waifus. And then Nidalee kisses me and Jana comes in and...
And I'm like, I would never leak your nudes, Jana. Even though he would.
Funny you should mention that.
Oh.
Issue 18. Blitzcrank's Fleshling Compatibility Service.
I forgot it was a Blitzcrank thing, too, that this happened in. Like, what a bummer. Don't do this to them.
Blitzcrank is running a dating service, which, in case you forgot, matchmakes people using magically outfitted cafes called Pairing Eligibility Reactors of Valoran.
I remember that.
Or PERV, for short. He's being interviewed, and we find out that Jana has been match-made with, wouldn't you believe it, Bob Nashahaga.
Do you think, like, Bob is, like, based off, like, whoever wrote this, that was, like, their nemesis in high school. They were, like, the football player that got all the girls.
I mean, he was, like, an actual other, like, author for the JOJ. Like, he has articles,
really?
right?
Which mean that I didn't look up any Bob articles, but since all of the old articles, they're basically cartoon versions of the author's real picture.
Oh, my God.
I'm very curious who Bob Nashahaga was.
I'm curious too, and I'm curious, like, was this like a was this like a prank where they're like, hey Bob, look what we put in the JOJ or whoever his actual real name is.
Right. Anyway, when he finds that out, the interviewer replies, "Wait, what? I thought Nidalee was dating Bob. Oh man, he's gonna get clawed."
My God. He gave her creamy chocolate mousse one time.
Right? They think that means
no.
something. You're supposed to be a relationship because it's creamy mousse times, girl. You know?
Right?
I really want some chocolate mousse now. I'm really going to be honest.
I'm sorry
You
to
gotta
put
go
this
find
thought
Bob.
into your brain. I know you, right? Go find Bob if you want chocolate mousse so bad. God.
Moose Man Bob. And that's it for the JOJ, right? That's all her old lore. Is that in the bio?
That is all of her old lore. She's not part of anything else, unfortunately. She's part of no cinematic. She's part of just nothing.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Riot don't know what the fuck to do with her. All right? They never knew what to do with her. They still don't know what to do with her. And I think, unfortunately, she probably doesn't get played a ton. Like, I don't think she's not a hot pro pick. There's the days of...
on and off, right?
Really?
I think so. Nidalee, like, will have her moments where she's good in the jungle again. I feel like it's been a little while, though.
I mean, the days of hotshot Nidalee GG are over for sure. And,
right?
You know, like...
John's showing me Bob now.
I don't
God.
recognize who this person is. I'm curious if they were still on the lore team when I started or not.
I don't know if I would take his creamy chocolate mousse if he were to offer it to me. He looks real skeevy.
You know, he could have a great personality. Okay, you know, he could.
He's got a pinky ring, so no.
Hell yeah. Okay, I'll give it. Sign me up. Moose me up.
John's putting the image in.
I'm dropping the image in chat.
Oh, I just Googled it.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, he's gonna kiss his own pinky ring, is what it looks like.
I'm into it.
I hate this. He's the guy who wrote the the Jana League nude story. Like, look at his face. He's the one who wrote that. Ugh. I'm sorry to Bob, unless you're the one who actually did write that. I keep forgetting he's a real person.
Yeah. I mean, not Bob in general, but, you know, the picture
of
Bob.
Of this person.
Yeah. Sorry, man. Don't wear pinky rings, though, if you are.
Yeah. Now, Nidalee is part of several AUs. So we've got some AU lore here. Yeah. Although not as much as you would expect, because, like, half of her skins are so old, they don't have any lore.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll start with Lost Empire. The city-states of the Great Desert have been long lost to time, but their ruins and the ancient pharaohs who once ruled them lie hidden just beneath the sands. This one is Pharaoh Nidalee. At the height of her power, Nidalee was worshipped as a god queen of the Great Desert. After her city's fall, she gathered her remaining armies and marched west to conquer and rule anew. Yeah, she's doing something in that one.
Yeah.
Lady of action. Very Shuriman of you.
Yeah, it's something.
How often do they have to make women sit like this, where they, like, stick their chest out? Like, the way she's sitting as her back isn't resting on her chair, because she's, like, bending her back so her chest goes out.
You know what's funny is
You know, how we sit.
You know.
I was thinking of the old Splash, where I don't think she was sitting in the old Splash. That's why I was like, what is she talking about? It's like, oh, wait, no. It's the new Splash, I think.
Yeah, I don't think I'd seen new French maid Nidalee, actually.
Right. I mean, it looks better than it did, for sure.
That's true.
Next up, we got Headhunter.
This was her first good skin.
Right,
I remember when
was.
This came out.
Like,
this was like the first
okay.
time she got a really good skin.
Yeah, this is like that Predator line. For some species, the hunt is more than mere sport. It possesses their minds and bodies, molding them into a race of perfect killing machines. And this is Headhunter Nidalee. It's one thing to be hunted by a human. It's another to be chased down by an animal. Nidalee's alien biology allows her both, a rare gift among the headhunters.
You know what? That's still cooler than her current lore, honestly. I don't know.
Yeah.
We have Lunar Revel. Rival empires vie for power as they attempt to unify the lands, while brave warriors and stoic generals test their skills against the greatest heroes of the era. It is a time of war and a time of legends. And this one is Warring Kingdom Nidalee. A wild, untamed fighter steeped in myth, it is difficult to know what is true of Nidalee and what is legend. Some say she fights with the ferocity of a white tiger, while others of the warring kingdoms believe she can become the creature itself. So, you know, at least the AUs got us on this some and others.
Oh, man. That's great.
Still needs a bra in this one.
No bras in the jungle.
Oh, yeah. And then we've got Super Galaxy, a series of parallel universe skins featuring champions as galactic superheroes. This one's Super Galaxy Nidalee. They all have, like, those types of voiceovers, too. Nidalee shows the most promise of the new class of Super Galaxy cadets, a knack for throwing projectiles through zero gravity being her signature talent. The team will need her cunning tactics as well as her keen hunting instincts if it is to defeat the Spider Queen.
Oh, I wonder who that is.
Could be anyone. We've got Chaos and Order. Set in the vastness of the cosmos, each of the champions represents an opposing faction battling against each other. Chaos and Order officially encompasses 4 skin lines: Battle of the God Kings, Dawnbringer, Nightbringer, and Order versus Chaos. And this one is Dawnbringer Nidalee. Nidalee rules over the restorative calm of the natural world, guarding the land's remaining peaceful places. She fights to protect the land and living things, bringing light and order to the mortal creatures under her care, even taking the form of a celestial beast.
Cool. Sorry, I'm looking at this skin and I'm like comparing it to like like I'm comparing Super Galaxy and Dawnbringer because I think they look a lot alike as I'm like looking at them now.
Yeah, they do.
So I'm just enraptured by like
the pose is very similar.
I think that's also partially
I'm
true.
curious if Cosmic is also going to look alike.
No,
the pose is different.
Yeah, Cosmic looks very different. Yeah.
Speaking of which, next up we got Event Horizon. In the vast darkness of space are born terrible, beautiful things. Cosmic creatures of sublime love and the unknowable monstrosities of the Dark Star. These are the children of silent gods, and they are finally coming home.
Oh, you got your it's personalized voice for this one now.
Yeah, just a little something special for the fans out there.
Sounds like he just woke up.
It's my other bedroom voice. This is Cosmic Huntress Nidalee, a cosmic tracker and ferocious warrior. She's tasked to find newborn stars and defend them from the ever-hungry dark star corruptants. Darting from galaxy to galaxy in an eternal hunt, she's forever shifting her shape like the wandering stars in the sky. And for those interested, Cosmic Huntress Nidalee is inspired by the Leo constellation.
Makes sense. I like that a little bit. That's like that's something for her to do, That's a neat thing that she's kind of caretake these new like stars that are being born and shit. Like that's kind of cool. I like that.
Gotta protect the galaxy.
Sure. It's something to do, if nothing else, right?
Next up, we got Pool Party, which for the record, I don't know whether this blurb is new, but I don't remember seeing it before. I'm curious if they added it when they added the ocean, the newest ocean skins.
Ocean song? Yeah.
Ocean. But Pool Party's got a blurb now. It's summer, baby! The sun's out, the breeze is warm, and the water's cool. Everybody's leaving their rivalries and grudges at home and bringing only swimsuits and good vibes. There'll be plenty of time for punching and yelling later. Just sit back, enjoy the music, and soak up the fun.
Nice.
This one is Ocean Song Nidalee. The Ocean Song Festival is lucky to have Nidalee as its performer stylist, with her fashion guides selling almost as much as her albums. But in reality, she's here as a featured part of Yone's show. She was the first person he showed his lyrics to, and it's her honor to lend them her voice. So, a little bit of context there. In this universe, Yone is kind of a DJ who's trying to branch out and become a frontman, but he's too nervous to do his own singing, so he showed his lyrics to Nidalee, and Nidalee was like, "I'll do them for you. I'll get your lyrics out there." So
does this have any connection to True Damage then, where Yasuo was a DJ?
Oh shit!
Because if not, they should. Because I like that.
Right? Dueling DJs could be like that fight in Scott Pilgrim. Where the twins DJing.
Interesting.
Fun fact, too, until Nidalee got her very recent Ocean Song skin, she was one of the earliest champions to show up in a Pool Party splash without getting her own skin.
Oh, yeah.
She was in Pool Party Lee Sin from 2013 in her fur bikini.
You know what? At least there it kind of makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Next up, we've got Snowdown Showdown. Set around the mythos and festivals of Runeterra's time of Snowdown and real-world winter holiday festivals, most notable one being Christmas. All the champion skins were inspired by these regional or festive cultures, and Snowdown Showdown encompasses 3 sub-themes: General Snowdown Showdown, Snow Day, and Winter Wonder. And this one is Snow Bunny Nidalee. A fierce warrior who makes her home in the winter forest, Nidalee isn't content with simple snowdown parties. She plays the role of Santa for cheery woodland creatures, driving off intruders and protecting her furry friends from harm.
Cool.
So yeah. Although, I feel like based on other Snowdown lore we know, it's kind of implied that that she's not including Poros in that, because Braum is definitely the Santa for Poros, as we've seen in the cinematics. So, maybe Nidalee's just like, fuck Poros.
Well, she's got one.
No.
She's got one in the splash, and she seems to be treating it.
Yeah.
Maybe she's gonna crush it with that snowball, just end its little life.
She's just gonna, instead of like throwing it at him playfully, she'll just smush it down and keep smushing.
Smother it.
I mean, I also feel like that's got to be the Snowdown equivalent of getting coal for Christmas, right? She's giving this guy a fucking snowball for Christmas. There's snow all around.
I think he wants to throw a snowball, but his little hands are too small. He can't make one. Look at him.
He's like, give me my present, Mama. And she's like, take this fucking snowball, you piece of shit.
Just pegs him with it. Just whips it out.
You are all such negative Nancy's.
Poro snack, please. Fuck you.
Maybe there's a Poro snack in it. Maybe that's how they wrap presents, because they don't have any wrapping paper in the snow jungle.
Oh, there's
it's all like
snow.
They like unwrap it and it's just like soggy and ruined.
No, it'd just be frozen.
And then finally, we have harrowing. Set around the haunted festivities of Runeterra's harrowing and real-world Halloween, all of the champion skins were inspired by these regional or festive cultures. And harrowing encompasses another 3 sub-themes: Trick or Treat, Deathsworn, and Zombies vs. Slayers. And this one is Bewitching Nidalee. She is a cat. That is a hat. Legally, we're not allowed to put those 2 thoughts together.
Wow.
It's funny. Made me chuckle.
And those are the AUs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a handful of Nidalee fun facts if you want to hear them.
Of course I do.
Please.
It was confirmed that more than just being besties, Nico actually loved Nidalee, but it was unrequited.
No, it's okay. It happens.
Mm-hmm.
You'll find someone, Nico.
And we talked about that old Nidalee bug. Nidalee was actually the first of the 8 champions to have more than 4 abilities. Others being Elise Nar, Heimerdinger, Jace, Karma, Lee Sin, and Rek'Sai. Nidalee, Elise, Nar, Jace, Kayle, and Samira are the only champions to be both ranged and melee.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how exactly that is going to change with Nyla. We'll see.
Yeah.
I know she has variable range, but they also consider her melee. We'll see. Nidalee was the first champion to feature a transformation ability. And she also has 4 running animations. She's got her human run, human brush sprint, cougar run, and cougar brush sprint.
Riveting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She used to have a hidden passive where nearby allied champions gained 5 bonus experience every 5 seconds if Nidalee was a higher level than them.
Oh, weird.
Because of the cougar thing.
Yeah, right?
Huh.
Yeah.
Sharing her experience with the younger folks.
Gross.
I'm telling you, man, they really, that's the thing.
They were single-minded.
Mm-hmm.
After Fiddlesticks got reworked, a maximum range javelin toss has the highest damage of any single targeted basic ability in-game. Previous to this, it was only surpassed by the pre-rework fully charged drain.
I didn't realize that. Even the Kaisa W? Like, yeah, playing ARAM, a Nidalee Spear at full range definitely hurts more than a Kaisa W.
Right. It's really the second Kaisa W that does it, because it pops the plasma stacks. Nidalee was deemed overpowered and too obnoxious in the ultra-rapid fire game mode from 2014 and was ultimately disabled.
Oh, no.
The game Client's Shop filters Nidalee as a support, despite her no longer having that tag as a secondary tag.
Oh, my God. I don't think I've ever seen her as support.
Yeah. I could kind of see maybe why someone might potentially. Whatever.
I feel like it was a lot more popular when her spear was bugged, so if she threw it from the brush, it had no particles until it hit.
Oh, my God.
That would do it.
Nidalee is one of the first champions to have one skin for each of the 3 big annual events of the year, Luna Revel, Harrowing, and Snowdown Showdown. And she and Katarina received it at the same time when they got their Warring Kingdom skin in 2015. And finally, we talked about it a little bit, but her Leopard Splash is a direct recolor of her original splash, and her Snow Bunny and French Maid splashes are both hyper close.
Yeah.
The old splashes.
She's just
Right.
Yeah,
Old Splash.
Just standing there in the same pose.
In the void.
The blurry non-background. Yeah, in the void.
And those are all my fun facts.
Yeah, that was Nidalee.
She's old enough that I also could not find any voice actress information.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, that's Nidalee.
Poor Nidalee.
Well, I know.
It is as of now under 1 hour. Can't even remember the last time.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see if they ever focus on Vestians more, because I feel like all the Vestians kind of get overlooked, except maybe Zaya Rakan a little bit, but they kind of got their own thing going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even if they do redo Vestians, I feel like they made such a point of she's not even Vestian. She's just
She doesn't make any
Don't
she
sense.
just
even
has
go
some
here.
blood.
Yeah. She's clearly Vestian.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
I mean, you know what's going to happen is they're just going to fucking forget. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And then someone will post some thread bitching about it in Reddit, and that'll be it.
Right.
No update.
She's
will
the
ever happen.
Yorick of the Vestian.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have much to add.
Yeah, that was Nidalee. You can wrap it up. Thank you so much for listening. We have a Twitter. It's @loreheads. And we post these on YouTube. Hopefully there will be another Annie parody up there soon, if John feels like doing that. We have a Discord as well. The link is in the description of this episode. And we have a Twitch, twitch.tv/loreheads. By the time this episode comes out, I don't know if we'll really be streaming. We might be on break for baby times, but John will be back before me, probably. He tends to stream on Mondays, although who knows which day it'll be. But for updates, follow us on Twitter and the Discord, and we'll update about babies.
Babies.
Oh, right. We have Patreon. John's staring at me like, bitch.
I would never say that.
No.
Not even with my eyes.
You say it with your eyes.
You're lovely and a wonderful mommy.
I'm not a mommy yet, but thank you.
You've been growing that baby for 9 months. You're a mommy.
More than that.
I think you say at least a couple
Pregnancies.
months,
It's
Right?
been 4 weeks, I think. That's how long I've been invested.
He looks up from his newspaper.
Anyway.
He's
First
still
time
working
it
on
kicked
that.
me and I was like, hey, fuck you, baby.
I should kick you in the sternum, because that's what she's been doing lately. Anyway, we have a Patreon. Thank you so much to all of our patrons.
And a very special thank you to our Medarda tier and all chat tier patrons. Chloe Things, Crow, King of Hearts, Mylect, Rel, and Chupa Mustache. If you were in the Ixtal jungle and secluded, I wouldn't forget about you. I would write you great.
I was really waiting,
Vestian lore.
What is he going to try to pull here? Because there's fucking nothing.
If you were dating Bob Nashahago, I wouldn't write hit pieces on you in the Journal of Justice.
That's better.
Oh, man.
All right. Well, that was it. Thank you for listening. And be sure to join us next week. We are not going to do a champion, actually. We're going to do a revisit for some of the stuff that's been updated lately.
Yeah.
Kaisa, Graves TF, some
And
other
Annie.
stuff. Annie. Those are the top 3 right now, but we'll see what else.
Yeah. We'll do a little update. They've got some changes. They got some new shit, so we're gonna go over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, bye-bye.
It's weird when there's not a champion.
Yeah, we don't have the normal wrap-up.